10-year-old D.A. would love the flash, would love the charisma, would love the personality, would love the style of an undersized player, would also love the fact that he plays for a team that's not one of the traditional powers. I have always gravitated to the players that grind away on not the most popular. I grew up in the 80s, and so to me it was always so lame when somebody that I grew up with just happened to be a Bulls fan because of Michael Jordan, or happened to be a Lakers fan because of Magic, or happened to be a Cowboys fan because of, they won in the early 90s or whatever. I always thought that was so lame. I was credited the kids in my grade school and middle school and high school that would wear the gear of losers. That to me was a badge of honor. You liked a player in a team that never won anything. I was a big Dominique Wilkins fan growing up. I love the fact that he was a human highlight reel, and part of me kind of did love that I rooted for a guy that I knew was never going to win a championship because there was a badge of honor there. You had to love the player no matter if they won or not. And Ja is that type of guy, although they're obviously in the playoffs and they're in the second round and they're a 2-seed, et cetera. Ja's play is just, it's mesmerizing. He throws himself at the hoop. He thrusts himself at the ground in the air. He's also flamboyant. He's got the colorful hair. He's got the big personality. His dad looks like Usher courtside at these games. He's just kind of this mesmerizing new school player. And despite playing for a team that has never won anything in one of the smaller markets in the NBA, Ja Morant has proven you can cut through. You can be a superstar despite those potential limitations. And now he's playing in the playoffs. You do have to have big performances in the playoffs. Nobody really cares if all you do is in the regular season. But you don't have to win championships necessarily to be one of the most popular, marketable players of the NBA. Ja's getting there. But I was watching this kind of fawning over Ja yesterday, and again, rightfully so. And I thought to myself, this is what I thought, and I think I share the view of many, what was supposed to happen to Zion. Zion, coming out of high school, had these mixtapes that if you were even close to a basketball fan would see his highlight reel dunks on your social media feeds. You're like, this dude is outrageous. His dunks just became their own mythology coming out of high school. And then where he would go looked like South Carolina. Last second ends up going to Duke. He goes to Duke, and at Duke, again, he is kind of a larger-than-life force. He is such a larger-than-life force, he blows out of his sneaker. Every game was must-watch. What is Zion going to do today? And Zion's season at Duke was met with this incredible crush of attention. And so when the Pelicans win the lottery, there's the video of the Pelicans season ticket staff, their marketing staff and sales staff, melting down, basically crying because Jesus was coming to their franchise and they were going to be overnight selling season tickets and endorsement deals and marketing opportunities and signage and corporate sponsorships. Zion represented 2 wheelbarrows of money just coming through their doors. Zion was going to make them must-see TV. And immediately, TNT put them on television. ESPN put Pelicans on TV. NBA TV picked up their games. And you knew Zion Pelican jerseys were going to sell. And now Zion made the Pelicans relevant. He made them interesting. And Zion was so big and so thick and yet so athletic and had such unbelievable athleticism, especially in the air, that he was going to give you a highlight a night. And now, a couple of years into Zion's career, clearly what was supposed to happen was this was supposed to be his moment in the playoffs. This kind of supernatural force that you had to watch on TNT or ESPN during the postseason, and that he would have the 47-point night. And he would have the can you believe of that dunk. He was supposed to have the jawbreaker slam in the playoffs where everybody immediately got a text on their phone from a friend or sent the video to another friend. Did you see this dunk? The dude is horizontal, flying through the air with one hand, exploding the basketball court around him. This was supposed to be Zion. And Ja went too. And Ja Morant, I don't even think it's a question, is going to have a far greater career than Zion Williamson. Now, can Zion get out of this kind of muck that he's stuck in? I think so. I mean, he just has to play. That's the first part. When he plays, he's still really fun to watch. And if he's no longer in New Orleans because he no longer wants to be in New Orleans, then there will be a compelling reason, I suppose, for him to be properly motivated and guided and whatever it's going to take to get him back. But Ja's already in 3 seasons made himself, again, a candidate to be the new face of the NBA. When LeBron retires in 2 to 3 years, when Kevin Durant is no longer playing in important games, when Steph's getting up there in years now as well, he won't be able to be Steph Curry. That next group of guys is playing right now, and maybe it's the Jason Tatums of the world. It's certainly going to be the Luka Doncic's of the world. Maybe it's the Trae Young, but Ja has proven to be captivating. The way he looks, the way he plays, the way he just he expects to be the star. He expects to be the hero. He's like, just put the ball in my hands. I'm going to figure out a way. What was your plan of the final play? Just get to the bucket. It's on me. I got to get to the bucket. And he's never going to shake that confidence. I mean, look at his dad. He's never going to shake that. He's never going to lose that. His body could break down because he's taken a lot of abuse as a smaller type guy. And maybe he has to become smarter, maybe not as explosive. But it's just hard to imagine a time where Ja is not one of the guys that you really need to watch because his attitude is such. His attitude. Now, again, the athleticism is a different part of this. You would hope that he continues to be able to be this explosive for a long time. But his attitude is just, I got this. And I want to have this. And it's not met with a stubborn misery that sometimes is around young stars of like, get away from me, don't question me, I'm so great. He does have a part of him that seems very relatable and very human. And so I just think that he's a star upon stars. And this should be Zion because I don't think Zion's a bad guy. But Zion clearly has been unable to get his weight in order. Zion clearly has dealt with injuries. And Zion's attitude has not been good. He's already allowed his team to either burn the Pelicans, leak that he doesn't want to be with the Pelicans, put into question whether he wants to be there, whether he publicly says it or not. He's allowed his team to build up that narrative. So it's kind of amazing, but when you think, it doesn't seem that crazy right now because Zion's been such an afterthought for his career. He's barely played, and Ja's become a star. But really, 3 years ago, these roles were supposed to be reversed. The moment Ja's having now was supposed to be Zion's moment right now. Year 3, in the playoffs, big plays, huge dunks, and asking the question, is he the next face of the NBA? And instead, Zion is invisible, doesn't play, and Ja is front and center and a star.